this So these classes are called Atma Darshana, or journey of self-discovery. In this series of classes, where some part Murali has taken you through, today is just a introduction session. I call this as more of a Purna Yoga, or a complete set of practices. The spiritual journey, what we call, is connecting the individual self with the universal self, Brahman or Paramatman. So this journey is what we call as Atma Darshana, journey of self-discovery. At present, we have a sense of separation of Jiva, individual, Jagat, world, and Ishvara, or God. We want to experience, or we want to live in a sense of reality which is non-dual. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, they are one reality. So this journey is called Atma Darshana. In a sense, our body is a temple of God. All our temples are designed to show a spiritual journey process. The temples have many layers. These actually represent the levels of the universal reality. We are in this plane called earthly plane called Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. They are the higher level realities. A human body is a miniature replica of the cosmos. The temple structure, a traditional temple structure, represents a geometric modeling of a cosmos, various levels of reality called lokas. The human chakra system represents the various levels of realities in cosmos. That way, human body is a temple of God. In a temple, what we call pradakshina. So temple has a corridor. We go through the pradakshina. We go around the temple in various ways and finally reach the inner sanctum sanctorum. This we call as pradakshina. So the pradakshina is a way of modeling the aspects of human personality. We have 5 levels of being: Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. So the transcending all these and reaching the inner self is called Atma. That is modeled in a typical temple pradakshina, what we do. So there are 2 types of pradakshina we do. We go around the deity and we go around ourselves, the individual, and we do prostration. So the going around the deity is actually a replication or representation of the cosmos. Cosmos, everything is going around something. Earth is going around the sun, sun is going around some other galaxy. So there is a center around which everything is going on. And here, at this place, I go around my center, my own inner center. The center of the cosmos and my own inner center, Atma. Center of cosmos is Brahman and my own inner center is Atma. So that is one. That's why I go around myself also. Then I prostrate. That means indicating I am dropping everything. In the sense, the Pradakshina Namaskara represents Atmano Mokshartam Jagataya. Our life should be centered around God, centered around service. That is the Pradakshina, outer Pradakshina. And the circling around yourself is, our life should be centered around the God, Jagadhitaya, service. And Atmano Mokshartam is centering around myself, is called Atmano Mokshartam, realizing myself. So these two are symbolically represented in our temple architecture and our religious performances. What we do, what we are realizing is there is a cosmos, a huge cosmos, which consists of multiple levels of reality, starting from earthly plane, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, the higher level reality. And I am an individual. The individual is called Pindanda. The cosmos is called Brahmanda. Individual is called microcosm, Pindanda. And the cosmos is called Brahmanda, macrocosm. The principle of spiritual journey is At Brahmande, Tat Pindande. Whatever is there in cosmos, macrocosm, is there in the microcosm. So I can do journey within to understand journey without. That principle of spiritual life. It's like saying a seed. Seed has the blueprint of the entire plant and tree. Similarly, an individual like me has the blueprint of the universe. So that's why inner journey is possible to understand the cosmos or realize the oneness with the cosmos. The Atma Darshana program has two dimensions: Atma Darshana Kriya and Atma Darshana Prakriya. Murli has taken through some of these prakriyas. This is related to more of discussion, teaching, and jnana. Whereas Atma Darshana Kriya is a set of practices, several set of practices, a whole lot of practices. These are related to two dimensions of our reality. What we call as immanent realization, that realization in the saguna or domain of form, and transcendent realization, nirguna or formless beyond the domain of form. So immanent realization or Atma-darshana Kriya, you can see the difference is Atma-darshana Kriya and Atma-darshana Prakriya. Kriya means action, Prakriya means going beyond action, jnana. Atma-darshana Kriya involves transformation of body, mind, intellect, that I call it as Purna Yoga, as against the many yoga practices which are available in the society today. Here the focus is on integration, purification of our multiple layers of personality, and healing, the deeper inner healing. And this is aspect of Prana Vidya. Prana Vidya means knowledge of the life force. And Atma Vidya is knowledge of the self. So this leads to a set of Samadhi practices. Then there is a transcendent realization going beyond the body, mind, and intellect, realizing our true self. This is actually called liberation or Jivan Mukti. This is through a process of self-enquiry or Atma Vichara. The purpose is to establish in the natural state or Sahaja Samadhi. For these, a guidance of a realized master is required. The energy-related practice is called the energy-related practices. There's a practice which involves, practice is there. The practice involves ego. I am the doer is there. The master can give a Shaktipat Diksha, which is surrender to the master, which can give a boost in these practices. Then there are practices where study of knowledge is there. Jnana. Shivapat or Jnanapat Diksha by the master can help you get a jump. Just want to get an overview of these practices. We have 5 layers of our personality, or 5 koshas we call them. Sheets. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha. The 5 layers. So the transcendence is going beyond these 5 layers and realizing Atma. The set of practices which we recommend here, a set of yoga practices which work on the physical and pranic level, and detoxification of body, which involves fasting, right type of food, that work on the Annamaya kosha. So then there's a working on the Pranamaya kosha. There are 2 sets of practices, a set of breathing practices, which will energize the Pranamaya kosha and which will energize the physical body. And there are a set of Kundalini Pranayama practices, which will energize our nervous system, spinal cord, and help us to achieve a silent state of mind. Then there is a Manomaya kosha, the 3rd level, which is mental sheath. The purification of this involves a upasana, a set of meditations. These are upasanas based on the Vedantic or yogic meditations. Then service. A mental sheath, Manomaya kosha, gets purified through service activity, selfless service. The 4th layer is called Vijnanamaya kosha. Here, study, self-enquiry, who am I? And study of Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, and Samadhi will help. Some aspects of the self-enquiry, Murali has already taken you through. So there are more dimensions of the study of Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. This is work on the intellectual sheath. Then, going beyond the intellectual sheath, Anandamaya kosha, or sheath of bliss, is dropping of ignorance, which involves self-enquiry for transcendence. So this, when we say yoga, yoga has a transformation aspect, and Jnana has a transcendence aspect. Transformation and transcendence together is called Purna Yoga. The objective is to experience fullness of life, oneness with totality, the universal consciousness, that I call as Purna Yoga. So in this set of there are 2, as I said, 2 dimensions. One is called Prana Vidya. Prana Vidya is more focused on practices, whereas Atma Vidya is more focused on study and contemplation. You have seen some aspect of that. You have gone through a part of that with Murali. So Prana Vidya is more related to focus on practices. So the meditation in action called Karma Yoga, meditation on form Saguna Upasana, Dhyana, meditation on formless Nirguna Upasana, Sakshi Bhava, transcendental meditation beyond body, beyond form and formless, Nididhyasa, awakening of energy, Kundalini practices, Kriya Yoga, Antar Samadhi, Bahya Samadhi, and Sahaja Samadhi or natural state. So these are some of the aspects we cover here. Yoga Bhumika or stages of awakening in yoga, awakening with form, Jnana Bhumika, stages of awakening form, the formless, Chakras and Prana Vidya. These are some of the aspects we cover in the Prana Vidya. Foundation, where Light of Self Foundation is a non-commercial, non-profit organization where we have a lot of activities going on. For the children, we have something called I-Lead Leadership Program, where children learn a lot of cultural values and spiritual values right from childhood. From age of 4 to 18, the I-Lead programs take care. Then Vedanta Study Circle is focused on Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya, where a systematic study of Vedanta is undertaken. Then Atma Jyoti Bhagavad Gita Study Circle is a systematic study of Bhagavad Gita meaning is undertaken. Yoga Jyoti and Yoga Shakti is where focused on yoga practices. Veda Jyoti is focused on chanting of Veda mantras, bhajans, and prayers. In a sense, this organization is focused on Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditaya, self-realization and selfless service. Our objective house may have the message of Guru, may every house become a Gurukul. Manman Mandir, every mind becomes a divine abode, Mandir. That's the focus. And we call this as Atma Jyoti Vishwa Gurukulam because we give the universal teachings which is applicable to all humanity. Our classes start from age group of 4 and it will go all the way up to 80, 85 plus senior citizens. Various segments of the society we are addressing. And entire classes are run on non-commercial basis, and various volunteers of the Light of Self Foundation conduct these classes purely as a service. So that thou art Tattvamasi, realization of that through various practices and knowledge, wisdom is the purpose of the Light of Self Foundation. Gayatri, you can stop recording. Okay, it's like the purification process is put as a precondition for Jnana. Okay, it can so happen because of their prarabdha karma, because of our condition, they can get Jnana first. Then what will happen? The purification process will bring more and more light into the body-mind complex. Awareness, more and more awareness. There's an integration happens. There is when you say the body, mind, intellect is a manifest reality. Atma is beyond manifestation. The awareness, which is light of self, starts illuminating the body, mind complex. The more and more light will radiate through it, become transparent. If the purification is done subsequent. So typically, what happens is that you go through purification process, which lasts for many years. Then you go to master. Then you get a wisdom. At that point, his journey ends. It's not a beginning of journey. Now we get a Jnana, then you go through a set of purification processes. The integration has to happen. The mind has to become still. So the awareness has to spread through the body-mind complex. You will become a transparent vehicle for the higher consciousness. Right? It all depends on your vasana and your aspiration. You may say that, okay, Jnana is sufficient for me, I am fine. Somebody may say, no. The Jnana has to manifest in my life. Then what happens is the vehicle called body, mind, intellect has to plug into that fully. The gap has to go. The gap is there in terms of impressions and vasanas at the body, mind complex level. It's a clean up process.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Is it required? Some people will start with Jnana, some people will have with. But I am telling you, this is the complete picture.
Sure, Prabhuji. So I would also be keen to go through.
Into anything. So today I can give you some Kundalini practice and say, do Kundalini practice. That's not the way my process is. My process is slowly build up, go through systematically. It's a system which I teach you, not individual practice. I mean, hurry, I can teach you one individual practice, do this breathing and it'll be over. That's not like that.
Guruji. So, I would also like to go through this, complete from the beginning, the Kriyas.
Okay.
And also continue the journey of Jnana Marga, contemplation and Vedanta.
Okay.
I think probably focusing more on the Kriyas to begin with.
Okay. So anybody else has any questions?
Yeah, Prabhuji, this side. So just right now, what you were saying, and it clicked actually what I wanted. So basically, we had this jnana, from Krishnaji's classes. So tried, implementing those, and what is that? I mean, like, who am I? Contemplating everything as Brahman. So, but then, yes, something is missing. Something is missing because we are not actually. I feel like I'm not able to, although I'm always thinking about that. All right, but then still I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment. That all right, I have theoretically I have understood. I'm also trying hard, but then still I'm not able to
That's
reach
intellectual
there.
level. That's intellectual understanding.
Absolutely.
Okay, intellectual understanding get dragged by the body, mind, the lower level vasanas. The intellect has to soar, go beyond Anandamaya Kosha, transcend that. So that's where until you transcend that, the full satisfaction that I have got something will not come.
Absolutely.
That full satisfaction that yes, this is what it is called trapti. Okay, once you achieve trapti, it's like a stomach is full. I don't need any more.
Correct.
Okay, so yes, what you say.
I think the kriyas, what you are just suggesting, I mean, these kriyas will purify, and then only maybe my receptor will be, tuned in to get the final end of this.
Typical traditional system, you go through 10 to 12 years of kriya before you go to jnana.
Absolutely.
Okay, that is a system, earlier system, right? Okay, but in modern day system, all those things will go ulta palta because of various reasons. Right? But I will tell you again, jnana is not dependent on kriya. Atma, you never change. Okay, yes. Atma, you are already Atma.
Correct.
But ultimately, the mind and body has to convince, yes, I am the Brahman. To the physical and mental level.
True.
That clarity and conviction flows through. So then it doesn't remain intellectual knowledge that starts spreading.
Yes.
Understand? You become this body mind becomes just a empty vehicle for the light to flow. The vehicle may have some blocks. The light will not flow. That's
absolutely.
The idea.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, Pranam, as I understand.
Who is speaking?
Yeah, this is Bharti.
Yes, Bharti.
Yeah, as I understand, the realization can be done through 4 yogas, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. So I think looking at the introduction, light of self is taking a holistic approach to have all these 4 yogas in the path for the realization. And but I did not get where the Karma Yoga and the Bhakti Yoga can be used in the path.
I'll tell this.
Second question is the first step for realization is the purification of the mind, and then Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana.
Yes.
So the purification of the mind, listening to the discourses and things like that, and yoga. To an extent, we see that, it is done. We are purified to an extent. But sustaining that and to be in that same state is a challenge. And so what can be done regarding that?
Okay, let me answer. There are 2 parts to the question: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and how do they fit in? Okay.
Yeah.
So then, next part of the question is how do I sustain? How do I? What is the purification? All right. There are 2 parts to the question. The part 1 of the question is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Right. There are 4 yoga. whole practice. Why it's integrated whole practice? Because there are 4 aspects of us: head, heart, hands, and energy. There are 4 dimensions of us. Okay. So now these 4 dimensions, are they integrated in us first of all? Before I realize Brahman, are they integrated in us? So let me ask you a question, very simple question. How head and heart heart means emotions, feelings, all those things. Is head and heart integrated? The integration process is called yoga. Okay. So for example, I want to lose weight. Okay. My buddhi, intellect says, I want to lose weight. So I should do exercise every day morning. Okay. And I should not eat. I reduce my food. So the head says, I have to do this. But our hands and mouth will. So the heart will not agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Head and heart are not in agreement with each other. Who should follow what? Whom? The heart or emotions and feelings should follow the head.
Yeah.
But most of the time we follow our emotions and feelings rather than the head. The other way. Right? The head and heart integration is that first. That head and heart integration is called tapasya. Okay. A discipline we have to bring in our life, that head and heart gets integrated. That's called tapasya. So head and heart is one more example I'll give you. Okay. Head, I'll say, I am Brahman. Okay. I am Brahman because I have listened to all Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, I have listened very carefully, I am Brahman. The heart will come and say, I know, my dear. You have been such a stupid fellow for all these years. You can still claim that you are Brahman. So the heart or emotions and feelings or vasanas will come up and say, oppose that head.
Okay.
Then I feel, no, something must be wrong somewhere. The head and heart are not in tune with jnana. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this is head and heart. Okay, so that's about example of head and heart, right? Then head and heart and energy is another problem. Heart and head and energy. There are some people, some places where our energy is very low. I don't want to do this. Okay, mind doesn't want to move. Intellectually, you know that I have to move, but energy doesn't move. And even if energy moves, there's not full of energy. We are not full of energy, dynamic energy. We are just a part of our energy is used. Okay. So then head, heart, and hands together have to work with the head, heart, and energy have to work with the hand. What is that hand? Okay, I am Brahman. If I am Brahman, what should be my life? Please tell me. Yes, sir.
Blissful.
No, not only blissful. The entire world is Brahman. Okay. I am Brahman, but that fellow is an idiot. No. Okay, that is a dog. No. The entire world is Brahman. Right? If the entire world is Brahman, how my life will be? Full of energy, full of enthusiasm, full of attitude of service, helping, compassion. The hands will be full of love, compassion, service. The head will be full of free from emotions. And the energy will be bubbling with the energy. So this is head, heart, and hands integration. This process is called yoga. So hands which serve is called karma yoga. Head which has clarity called jnana yoga. Okay. Mind which is pure from emotion, free from emotions called bhakti yoga. And the energy which is free is called kriya yoga. So yoga means integration process. So when we ask a question, something is missing somewhere. One of these four points is missing somewhere. integration, and then transcendence. Now, if you understand transcendence, that level at the level of intellectual, right? Then still the feeling, oh, something is missing. Yoga is to become integrated and become one with the whole. That's a holistic journey, not a fractured journey.
Oh.
Does that answer your question, Bharti?
Yes, Guruji. And second one is purification of the mind. How to sustain.
Yeah. The purification of the mind is called Bhakti Yoga. Okay. Now, Bhakti Yoga is not the way Bhakti is taught somewhere. Bhakti Yoga itself has a process. Okay. Now, whatever you think is doing some bhajan is Bhakti. It's not. It's something more than that. Anybody else has any questions?
Hari Om Guruji, can you hear me?
Yes, Meena. Yes.
I am Meena. I have attended the Atma Darshan classes. I couldn't attend complete Mandukya Upanishad because I was pregnant by that time. And during pregnancy, Krishnaji suggested your videos on Bhagavata.
Okay.
So I have followed some of them. The changes I can see in me is I'm witnessing myself. Maybe it's purifying inside. I can sense that.
Okay.
Only thing is, see, before attending the Atma Darshan classes, my mind is full of questions, so many queries, thousands of questions running around.
Right.
But later, it's just reduce it to zero.
Very good.
So whatever I'm doing, it's just, the life is like, it's just going on. I'm just witnessing what's happening around. No thinking, it is still, I thought, not thinking much about anything.
Okay.
That I can witness myself. And I have a baby now. So
how old is the baby?
He's 4 months old.
Okay, very good. Wonderful.
Yeah, so enjoying that. Not too emotional at the same time. It's like, but one question, Guruji, about these emotions. So,
yes,
in this journey of pregnancy, I have faced many struggles.
Correct.
But I haven't taken them as a struggle. Everything, even it is a good thing that happened, I don't have a full excitement on that. If it is bad thing, I'm not too suffering on that. If it is bad, I'm taking that. Even I'm tested positive when I'm 9th month.
Very good.
For virus. So I didn't take that seriously. Everything will be happened. Everything will be looked after. That's what. But one painful thing happened in my 3rd month is I lost my mother. That I couldn't take it. I'm too emotional about that. Even now I'm emotional on that. But whatever I'm witnessing, what I'm happening, everything is good except that I still cannot take that. I have a thing in my mind. Am I in the path of this journey, or I'm too emotional to that? How I'm not coming out of that.
See, I told you, there are 4 aspects of us: head, heart, hands, and energy. Right? Each of them require a working. So on the head side, you have worked with Murli for some time now. You got what I'm saying?
Yes, Guruji.
We have to work on all dimensions of our personality to make sure that we are a balanced personality.
Okay.
So Jnana Yoga is working on the head. It will help you. Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Kriya Yoga together is a complete package.
Yes, Guruji.
Correct? Over a period of time, you learn how to handle and manage your emotions. Rather, the emotions themselves will be converted into love. See, the emotions, all emotions we have, anger, fear, all those emotions are nothing but love, distorted version of love. So when that gets converted into pure love energy, the emotions will disappear replaced by a universal love, a feeling of peace and love. Loss of mother is a great loss, but instead of feeling an emotion, you'll feel connected and love. In that emotion will be replaced by a feeling of love and connectedness rather than loss. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah, I mean, I want to promise that it's going to be simple. Okay, this journey is not going to be simple.
Yes, Guruji, that's true.
Right? Yeah, because human beings are complex. Okay, yes. I'm not giving any magic solution. But all that I can say is I can help you to go through this path. I can, with a clarity, you can make a journey. That's all I can tell you. And yes, which point of view, some of you may come back and say, no, my journey is enough. I am done with this. My clarity, I am Brahman, I am clarity. Then I'll say, fine. So it's up to you. How much you want to take? How much journey you want to do is up to you.
Yes, Guruji. Still, emotions, I would say emotions should be connected. So maybe yoga is the one which might help in connecting everything.
Yeah, emotions are triggered by our energy. Okay, once you start getting a mastery over the energy, emotions will start changing different shape.
Yes, Guruji.
Right? The pain cannot be removed. Loss of mother is a pain, but emotions definitely can come down.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. Yes, Bina.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Yeah, Bina, you want to say something?
Yeah, Hari Om, Guruji.
Hari Om.
So I've attended Murli's Atma Darshana classes and Mandukya Upanishad. So I've reduced over the years. And also I feel there's a lack of clarity. Like there's no, I feel still I'm seeking something. The journey has not ended.
Yeah, the journey, when it ends, there's a feeling of satisfaction, complete satisfaction.
Yes, so that is missing. And also, like, because I've gone through a very painful period in the past 4-5 years. So I've sort of lost the desires which I used to have, the goals which I had maybe 6 years back, 7 years back. Those are not there now. So is this okay to be in, to have lost desires or goals? Like
and spirituality is not about losing desires. Okay, spirituality has nothing to do with losing desires. Desires will be transformed into a higher value.
Yeah.
Okay, a person is really spiritual, will be bubbling with the energy and bubbling with the motivation.
Yes.
To help connect with the world rather than run away from the world. Okay, you are not a human. So that divinity, when it starts manifesting through you, it starts spreading. You'll be bubbling with the energy, not.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is lack of desire, lack of motivation is not the end. The spirituality is saying we should not have desire, but that's not about desire. The desire has to be transformed into a higher energy.
Right.
Otherwise, it will stay idle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that you have reached your destination when you are bubbling with energy. Okay, bubbling with creativity.
Yeah.
So I want to do something not for myself. I want to do something for the whole. I want to do something for the society.
Yeah.
24 hours is not sufficient for me to finish this. But that is spiritual life.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to become dynamite. Peaceful, but dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I've become peaceful, but that sense of compassion or connectedness with the whole, that has still not arrived.
That's love. That is actually heart. The heart and energy, they have to be activated. Okay. I'll tell you this process. It's a process. Okay. You have to go through it. It's a slow process, but it will help you. So did you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, Guruji.
So lack of desire is actually, I don't need something, but as a human being, we are nothing but a divine representation of divine, a God. How a God, when you operate through the body and mind complex, is what you are. Right? A God will come and say, no, I don't have desire. I'll sit like this. Will he say like that? Right? God feels connected to everybody. He wants to help. He wants to, right? The compassion, love will flow. Understand?
I've seen my father do service, seva, and he is not remotely related to any of this. He doesn't have any knowledge related to Atma Darshan, but he does it by his own nature.
Good.
For me, it's hard to like. I still don't feel that sense of connectedness.
Yeah. Right? So that is actually what is that I call as disconnect between heart, head, hands, and energy. Right? A person's spirituality is integration of all this. Right? It will work. Let's see how it works out. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions?
I have one question, Guruji, though others have already spoken my mind. But in your slides, you also mentioned Bhagavad Gita's classes there. So what's the role of that in this whole spiritual journey towards oneness?
So basically, our life, there is an understanding about life is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get your understanding from life?
Just by my surroundings or my upbringing and circumstance.
By circumstances, right? So there is always a understanding of life from higher perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I call as from a higher wisdom point of view. Okay, that's true in any part of our life, right? For example, what profession do you come from?
IT.
IT. What kind of IT?
Software development.
No, in that what? I mean,
in that what? Yeah. So enterprise software.
Enterprise software, right? See what happened in any field. There's always a learning for us to do something in life.
Yeah.
But that is learning from a human being.
Correct.
Somebody who is more experienced.
Yeah.
Okay. Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads are a teaching from the enlightened being, the higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So those teachings, when you start contemplating, a lot of things will open up in us.
Okay.
Right? Our understanding, cultural and societal understanding, is based on the inputs which are provided to society.
Yeah.
When we take higher wisdom, higher truth, and start contemplating, a lot of those get robbed. This is actually clarity which emerges in the intellect, buddhi.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, I have understood Atma Dhyana, I am Brahman, but still there is a lack. That means there is already gaps are there.
Yeah.
These gaps are because of our conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
So these gaps will have to disappear over a period of time through study, contemplation of the higher level spiritual teachings.
Okay.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, basically it's like this. Our conditioning, we are conditioned in life through some societal input. Different types of conditioning. Many times we are not even aware what conditions are we are going through.
Yeah.
Right? Have you heard of an elephant, a baby elephant? So baby elephant, when they tie with a small rope, with a thick chain. But when the elephant grows, they just have to tie the ordinary rope.
Mm-hmm.
Baby elephant requires a thick chain. What is the difference?
He has to be conditioned.
Baby elephant has to be conditioned to that I can't break this chain. Then after that, even if you put an ordinary rope, the elephant will not break it. What has happened to us is that we have been conditioned by the environment to believe that we are a human being. To break this conditioning requires contemplation, meditation, working on all aspects of personality in different levels. Did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just a little confused because we are like, let's say we have done all these self-inquiry and Gnan stuff, which is more of Vedantic study of who am I. And so there, I was still wondering, okay, where do we still need to understand Bhagavad Gita?
So the Vedantic study, I'll just flash a slide to your answer. Okay, I'll show you a slide, and then you'll understand that.
Okay.
Vedanta, or the entire purpose is to know who am I. I am the Atma. Okay, Atma is Brahman. Is what is the knowledge? Is it simple knowledge? So now read Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. Is the matter over for you?
No, it's not.
It's not over, because there are a lot of hidden impressions and vasanas and conditioning which is hiding behind us. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now our Sanatana Dharma took 3 approaches to teaching about Atma. Three approaches. 3 different approaches, okay? There are different approaches. One is called Shruti. There's called Prasthana Traya. Prasthana means method of teaching, method of revealing Atma. Traya means 3 methods of revealing Atma. One is called Shruti Prasthana or Upanishad. This Shruti means a revelation. The Rishis or enlightened beings received this teaching, they didn't make it. It's like a revelation to them. They come in the Upanishad part of the Vedas. 108 Shrutis are there, 108 Upanishads are there. 10 of them are main. That's called Shruti Pramana. Shruti. That's one way of realizing. So, for example, Tattvamasi, you are that, you are Brahman, is one sentence in one Upanishad.
Yeah.
Okay. The entire Upanishad is trying to tell you something, but you have heard one piece of that. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, is one line of the entire Upanishad. So the study, taking our study through this is called study of Shruti. Now here the challenge is, the Rishis don't put their teaching in a simplified way. They'll tell Tattvamasi, over. It's like Einstein saying E is equal to mc square. He doesn't get into details. So that Shruti, for us directly it's difficult to understand. Then Shruti is organized as Smriti. Smriti is organization of the teachings of Upanishad in a way which we can understand systematically. So Bhagavad Gita is trying to organize the contents of Shruti in a systematic way. It's a presentation. So in about 760 slokas, these 3 words called Tattvamasi is explained in 760 slokas. More detailed explanation of that Tattvamasi. So then there is a confusion which can be created, because logically our mind can raise a lot of questions because of our impressions. So there's a logical explanation of these 2 are required. It's called Brahma Sutra. Brings out a lot of clarity in terms of logical way of explaining. That's called Nyaya Prasthana. These are done by Vedavyasa Maharshi. Bhagavad Gita is told by Sri Krishna, but recorded by Vedavyasa Maharshi. Nyaya Prasthana is recorded by Vedavyasa Maharshi. Shruti Prasthana or Upanishad Prasthana is given by, or is not, no human beings have made it. It's a direct revelation by God. So now Bhagavad Gita is explanation of what is in Shruti, detailed. Nyaya Prasthana is logical explanation of what is there, so that all our doubts are removed. Then Shankaracharya has composed Prakarana Granthas are simplified versions of Prasthanatraya. Because this is very large, we have gone into a simplified version. So, Shruti Prasthana is the original revelation. Smriti Prasthana is the explanation. Nyaya Prasthana is explanation in terms of logical explanation. Prakarana Grantha is a simplification of all this. So, Prakarana Granthas are two types. Entire teaching of Vedas consists of individual soul, Jiva, and Jagat, world, Ishvara, Lord, Bandha, bondage, Moksha, liberation, and Sadhana, spiritual practice. 6 dimensions are covered in this Prasthanatraya. So the 6 dimensions, for us to understand, Shankaracharya has made Prakarana Granthas, like Viveka Chudamani, Sarva Vedanta Sara, Tattva Bodha. So Prakarana Grantha level 1 covers all 1 to 6. Prakarana Grantha level 2, advanced focus specialization topic, it covers only 1, 4, and 5. Jiva, then 4, Bandha, 5 is Moksha. Some aspects are covered. So this is more focused. Right now, when you say we have gone to Atma Vichara, you have gone to this, some aspect of this, the level 2. The method of study involves Shravana, listening to the higher level teaching, Vedanta, which is Shruti or Smriti, Bhagavad Gita. Contemplation, when you contemplate, some more openings will happen. So then Manana is remove the doubts. The Brahma Sutra, Advaita Makaranda, they are all Manana Granthas, will remove the doubts. And Nididhyasa is a special Vedantic practice where you do meditate and remove your impressions. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa is the entire process. When we say I have done Atma Vichara, you have worked on some aspects of level 2. Did I answer your question?
Yes, Guruji. Sorry, I had to open the door, but I was listening to the conversation. Yeah, I understood.
Basically, there's a bigger picture. There's a detailed picture. There is a very focused picture.
Correct.
So you have gone through a focused picture.
Yeah.
Okay. There is more breadth and depth involved at the higher level pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. This study is not 6 months. It is actually several years it will take. But it's worth it because it's like a lifestyle change. You understanding deeper and deeper aspects of truth. The intellect, all junk will get cleared.
Yeah, I want to understand. I want to go through that actually. That's why I was asking what's the purpose in the whole process.
Did you understand the purpose?
Yeah, got it.
See, right now we are conditioned to believe the world is something, the God is something, right? The conditioning is there. That conditioning to go, we have to listen to the teaching of God, Bhagavan himself, which is Bhagavad Gita, or Rishis himself, which is a revelation. So that conditioning starts dissolving over a period of time. It won't happen rapidly.
Yeah. Okay. Understood, sir.
So anybody else has a question? Otherwise, can we spend...
Prabhuji, I have one more question.
Yes.
I wanted to do Bhakti Yoga, which you told earlier. And for any new people who wants to join, who want to do Atma Darshana classes, do you have any that kind of classes?
Actually, I am full with many classes. For actually to find it, I am finding it difficult for you to give time for your classes. There are already my time schedules are packed.
Okay.
Okay. What I have done, I have introduced a system called study circles. Okay. What I have done is around 78,000 lectures are available from myself. That I have made into a system of study. Level 1, level 2, like that you study. So then what will happen? I'll take you through systematically through various courses. So for example, somebody wants to study Vedanta. The level 1 is Tattva Bodha. Level 2 is Self-Enquiry. Level 3 is Viveka Chudamani. So like that, there's a systematic course is put. Now that systematic course, there are various coordinators, group heads who are my students. Like Murali Krishna is one of them, but there are many other such people. So the groups meet and they study my teaching and they discuss. in the discussion process, lot of depth will be, they'll gain a lot of depth in understanding. The teaching happens through video, but understanding happens in the group. So this I call as Vedanta study circle. Similarly, there's a Bhagavad Gita study circle. Now, after I conduct this yoga practice for you, this will become a study circle. In future, that will be done by study circles. It will not be, I will not be involved because I have so many activities. So if you want to learn Vedanta or Bhagavad Gita, you should join one of the study circles, or you people can themselves, yourselves can form a study circle. I will be guiding all the study circles.
Okay.
Right? There are about around 180 people, 180 or 200 people working on study circles, studying at simultaneously. Individually, I can handle only small group, 5 people, 10 people. But with this study circle concept, they say it is like a school where a lot of people are studying simultaneously.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
All right. So for you people, I'll start after Navratri, because Navratri is a busy time for us. A lot of activities are happening. After Navratri, I'll start probably 2 sessions per month. Okay. And the 2 sessions, one will be a practice session, probably another will be sort of a Vedanta Vichara. Right. Now, it will be good if you take up the Vedanta Vichara as a study circle, you will have to join in a group. You can do it every week, because I can come only twice a month. Okay, even twice a month I have to see the time commitment, because there are so many activities are going on. So if you are able to form a group of your own, practice, if I give one practice 1 month, next week you join and do the practice. Right? My video will be available. Do the practice together. And I'll give a teaching, study the teaching together. So then what will happen? My time, interacting time with you will be 1 or 2 hours, but rest of the time we can practice. Right? I cannot take many classes for you people because there are so many other activities are going on. Everywhere I have to give attention. So my recommendation is you form groups which you, at your own frequency, you meet. At your own, you want to meet once a week, twice a week, you decide. Do the practices which I have given to you. And take the study material and study. Then when you come to the class, Vichara class, then you will be asking questions to me, trying to understand, rather than I'll not be spending more time on teaching. You'll be trying to use that time for understanding. Do you understand the difference? Whatever I have to teach, I already taught. It's available in the form of YouTube videos. I'll tell you which video to go through. You go through that and come prepared for questions. Then what will happen? You'll have more clarity. Others 1 or 2 hours, how much I can communicate to you people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is a very good. That will be very helpful.
Yes, Mamta, you are saying something?
No, I was saying yes, it makes sense.
Okay. So here, Joga, you have a question? Unmute, please. Unmute first.
The whole aspect of the integration of the 4 parts, I have understood it. What is that is, I want to be in an environment where I can be put to it is reminding me physically, emotionally, spiritually, in all aspects. That is what I'm looking out, basically.
Okay. So, when you speak of environment, external conditions, you mean?
Yeah. No, what happens is, external condition, you go, I come back, in the house also I have created an environment where it is a total integration. So I'm having my own circle with the total integration.
Right.
But some of the aspect you are taught about the total integration of the 4 parts. My Guruji has told me that is, even after Shiva and Shakti meet, he should come and sit at the Mooladhara Chakra. Finally, it should be in each and every second of your life, it should be totally involved.
That's what is the meaning of integration, total integration.
Yeah, total integration. That aspect I'm trying to follow. What happens is I'm just worried that is where my vasanas may pull me back again.
No. See, here the question of where my vasanas pull me back. Spirituality is a lifetime activity.
Yes.
It is not one-time activity. Right? There's a constant learning, improvement, and application.
Yes.
Right? So don't say that I want result one day, like I have passed the examination. It is a process of integration. Shiva and Shakti becoming one. See, there is two things will happen. Which guru you taught you this yoga?
So my guru has not taught me anything.
Okay.
I only listened to a guru.
And the Shiva and Shakti have to come to the body.
Yes.
And that has to manifest in the world.
Yes.
So this is the total integration. Otherwise, it's a partial. Procedure.
Yes.
Okay. Learn the procedure. I'll give you science behind each step.
Yes.
I'll make you understand why each step is required.
Yes.
Then bring it in your life.
Yes.
So that will actually, there's a systematic learning is required to make that happen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So shall we spend some time in a simple practice?
Yes.
Okay. A simple practice I'll tell you is our lung has three parts. The lower part of the lung, the middle part of the lung, and upper part of the lung. Okay. So in a day-to-day operation, we don't use a larger part of the lung. Lung has a capacity of 2 liters. So a part of the lung is used. It's like you think a lung is a balloon. Only a small fraction of the balloon is used. Right? What will happen if you use the small fraction of the lung to your body?
It just get used to it. It will not raise to its potential.
The entire lung supplies the energy in the whole body. If only part of the lung is supplying the energy, what will happen to the rest of the body? There will be energy blocks. Understand? So we have to free the body from the energy blocks. So if you free the body from energy blocks, what will happen to you?
Lot more energy.
Lot more energy, and mind and energy are related. If the energy blocks are there, mind is also blocked. Some aspect of mind, it's blocked. Right? So when you start freeing the energy, the mind also starts becoming free. Some aspects of mind, dimensions of mind. Is that understood? Is logic simple? If full lung is full body, part of lung is part of the body. Right?
Yeah.
So throughout our life, we are learn to live the part of the energy. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. That's true.
How you can free the energy? By learning to breathe properly. This is one simple practice. There are many practices. I'm just giving an example of one practice. Right? Today we'll do that practice. How to do right breathing so that we can energy of the body goes many places. So when you breathe, do the slow breathing and deep abdominal breathing. Let the breath go deep inside. Okay. And then let there be filling up, and then let the breath come to chest. Then upper part of the body, let it get filled, breath. So in that way, we are expanding the balloon. The lung is like a balloon which is folded. So breathe deep, abdomen, middle portion and upper portion. A slow breath, deep breath. Breathing in is force. Breathing out is gentle, no force. Breathing in is there's a force. Breathing out, no force. Breathing out should be natural. Are you clear? So when you breathe in, try to make a gentle sound through the throat. When you breathe in, there is a sound, which slight sound can be made. Can you hear the sound? So when you, some resistance at the throat level. Can you hear the sound? How many people are able to make that sound? Make a sound through the throat when you breathe in. Are you able to get that sound? Who is not able to get? Please raise your hand.
Prabhuji, without any effort, when you breathe in, that like there is some kind of a sound.
Yeah. When you breathing in, there is an effort. Breathing in, there is effort. Breathe out, there is no effort.
That sound, like that even without pressing anything, also there is a bit of sound.
Correct. So that sound, you have to slightly increase. Okay. So there should be a resistance to the breath. Is that clear to everybody? Shall we start? Anybody else have a question, doubt about this? Who has doubt? Yes, Joga, you have doubt?
Doubt has been cleared, sir.
Then you have to clear that hand.
I will clear it, sir.
Abhay Hasta.
Yes, yes, yes.
You have given one more hand. Okay. Shall we do this simple practice? Gently breathe in. Slowly fill up. Slowly, no hurry. Stomach, chest, neck. All the way here. Let the chest expand. Then breathe out gently, slowly. Close your eyes. Let's start. Slow, deep breathing. Now, gently, when you breathe in, guide the breath. Visualize the breath. Your body is like a balloon. Slowly, the breath is going into your left leg, right leg, hands, like that. Visualize the body, every part of the body getting filled with the breath as you slowly breathe in. Every part of your body, fill in the breath. The leg, the fingers, the knee, the thigh, the stomach, hands, chest, face, head, back. Sit silently. Gently observe the breath, in breath and out breath. How the breath goes in, into the stomach and outside. No forcing now. Natural breathing. Observe the breath, how it enters into lungs, how stomach moves, how breath moves out. Sit silently with your attention in the forehead area, between the eyebrows. Gently rest your attention without straining the eyes. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananani Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Satya Darshanam. To know the self is to know God. To know God is to be God. To be God is to know the truth. Antar Jyotihi, Bahir Jyotihi, Pratyak Jyotihi, Parat Para, Jyotireva Jyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atma Jyotihi, Shivosmiham. I am the light of the self-awareness, Atma Jyoti. I am the light for the universe. I am the light for the mind. I am the light beyond all lights. Atma Jyoti, light of love, light of peace, light of happiness and wisdom. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Gently rub both of your hands. Give warmth to the eyes. Slowly open your eyes. So are you able to do this? And Any questions or any feedback or any